Chosen one, something is shifting in the unseen, and it's not by chance. This isn't just another Tuesday marked by routine or another day blending into the calendar. No, this is an appointment etched into eternity, a divine checkpoint designed not for the masses, but specifically for you. Heaven has selected this moment, this very Tuesday, to reveal a secret that has been sealed until now, not because you weren't worthy before, not because it was withheld as punishment, but because divine timing requires divine preparation, and now you are prepared. Spiritually, emotionally, and energetically, you are ready. You've felt it, haven't you? That invisible pull, that sense that something deeper has been quietly waiting underneath your ordinary days. You've walked through seasons of silence, endured cycles of confusion, and carried a deep, unspoken knowing that something was just out of reach. And you were right. It wasn't your imagination. It wasn't delusion. It was discernment. Your spirit has been picking up on what your eyes have not yet seen. And now, finally, that whisper turns into a voice. The veil begins to lift. The hidden truth steps out of the shadows, not just to be observed, but to be embraced. This secret is not for show. It's not entertainment. It's not noise. It's revelation, and revelation is reserved for the aligned. This isn't just information that will entertain your mind. It's divine truth that will activate your destiny. And chosen one, it's coming to you, because you didn't fold in the fire. You didn't curse the silence. You didn't abandon the path when it got lonely. You stayed, even when it didn't make sense. And heaven noticed. This is your reward, not of things, but of understanding. This is not a gift for the proud or the loud. This is a secret reserved for the surrendered. Let's take a moment before we go any further, because what we're about to unlock together is sacred. It is bigger than emotion. It is deeper than logic. So I ask you now, pause, breathe, let your soul settle, and make a declaration with your whole being. I am ready, ready to receive, ready to align, ready to be transformed. Let your spirit speak that truth aloud or silently. And if you feel led, type 999 in the comments below to seal your intention. That simple action, that sacred number, has power. It symbolizes the end of an old spiritual cycle and the activation of something new, something higher, something divine. And to all of you who have supported this message through super thanks, thank you from the depths of my heart. Your generosity helps carry this divine work to more chosen ones around the globe. It allows these messages to reach souls in need of light, strength, and confirmation. Whether you give once, often, or simply show your support by watching and commenting, please know this: you are deeply valued. Whether or not you donate, your presence is a gift, your energy is a seed, and your spiritual agreement with this message is powerful beyond measure. Chosen one, everything in your life has been pointing toward this moment. The unanswered questions, the strange dreams, the spiritual tension, it's all been building toward this reveal. You weren't crazy, you weren't lost, you were being prepared, and now the secret that has been hidden in the folds of your timeline is rising to meet you. It may not come with a trumpet, it may not be loud, but it will be unmistakable. It will settle into your bones like something you always knew but didn't have the words for until now. So stay close, listen deeply. Let the words ahead not just be heard but received. Something is about to stir inside your spirit. Something that will not only answer what you've been asking, but will also launch you into who you were born to become. Let this moment be your yes, your spiritual signature, your agreement with heaven. Because this Tuesday, it's not just another day, it's your unlocking. God's chosen ones, heaven has chosen this Tuesday to reveal the truth. It's strange, isn't it, how something so life-changing could be hiding right in front of your eyes, disguised in the rhythm of an ordinary Tuesday. But chosen one, this is no ordinary day. Heaven has chosen this moment not because it's flashy or dramatic, but because it is precise. Do you realize how often the sacred is wrapped in silence? How often the divine waits for stillness before it speaks? Something in your atmosphere has shifted. You may have felt it already, a dream you couldn't shake, a conversation that lingered longer than it should have, a sudden moment of clarity while doing something mundane. Could it be that your spirit is sensing something before your mind can grasp it? That's not imagination. That's divine timing brushing against your reality, and it has finally arrived. What if I told you that a truth, something massive, something soul-defining, has been hidden from you, not to deceive you, but to protect you? Have you ever wondered why certain doors wouldn't open no matter how hard you pushed, or why some answers felt permanently out of reach? The reason is simple. It wasn't time. But now, chosen one, it is. There is something you were never allowed to know until now, something about who you are, what you carry, or what's been holding you back. Can you feel the veil lifting? Can you feel heaven exhaling as your eyes begin to open? Not every secret is sinister. Some truths are wrapped in silence because they are sacred. God didn't keep this truth from you to hurt you. He kept it safe so the enemy couldn't touch it, so the world couldn't mock it, and so your own immaturity wouldn't sabotage it. Think about Joseph in the book of Genesis. When he had the dreams about ruling, he wasn't yet ready for the palace, so God allowed betrayal, slavery, and prison to mature him. Genesis 50:20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Your story has followed a similar arc, hasn't it? Rejection wasn't random. Delay wasn't denial. Every detour had divine fingerprints on it. And now, on this appointed Tuesday, your soul is being handed the key to understand why. What if the pain had purpose? What if the loss was protection? What if the ones who left your life were never meant to carry the weight of your truth? Look at the life of Oprah Winfrey. Abused, silenced, and underestimated, yet she carried a message that would one day heal millions. She couldn't step into her full truth while still entangled in the lies of her past, and neither could you. But now the timing is right, the lock is turning, and revelation is the reward. This isn't just insight, it's access. It's not just information, it's activation. You're being trusted with something sacred. This Tuesday, God is not just speaking to you, He is unveiling you. And don't expect thunder, don't expect neon lights. Expect something deeper, something so tailored to your soul that you'll feel it ripple through your bones. You might receive a call from someone you haven't heard from in years. You might wake up with an idea that seems too perfect to be your own. You might find yourself suddenly breaking down in tears without knowing why. That's not coincidence. That's the holy colliding with your humanity. That's divine clarity, stepping into the fog of your confusion. As 1 Corinthians 2:10 reminds us, these are the things God has revealed to us by His Spirit. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. What if the breakthrough wasn't coming from outside of you, but from within? What if the version of you who's been waiting is already prepared? What if you've outgrown your confusion, and this secret is the confirmation that you were right to keep going even when nothing made sense? Just like Maya Angelou once said, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. You've carried a story, chosen one, and now heaven is ready to let it speak. And yes, the world might not understand you yet, but that's okay. Noah built the ark before the flood. Esther fasted before the king extended the scepter. David walked into a battlefield with no armor and only 5 stones. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. You don't need their confirmation to step into what heaven has already cleared for you. Don't wait for applause. Walk boldly into your knowing. Because when God reveals truth, He doesn't ask for consensus. He commands alignment. Have you noticed the tension in your spirit lately? The way old patterns feel unbearable? That's not frustration. That's divine discomfort. It's your soul preparing to step into something it already recognizes. And let's not forget Job. Everything was stripped from him, but when his eyes were finally opened to God's deeper plan, he declared, "My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you." That's what this moment is. It's the shift from hearing to seeing, from guessing to knowing. Take Elon Musk, for instance. He envisioned a future that no one else could see, often misunderstood, often mocked. But his inner conviction, his unshakable knowing, moved entire industries. That's what chosen ones carry, truths ahead of time. And yes, it comes with pressure, but pressure always precedes birthing, always. This Tuesday isn't about explaining your past, it's about elevating your future. Don't waste time trying to justify yourself to people who were never assigned to your destiny. This unveiling is for you, not for their approval. As Romans 8:18 reminds us, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Chosen one, what's being revealed to you this Tuesday won't come with spotlights or headlines. It won't be trending on social media or shouted from rooftops. No, this revelation is far too sacred for that. Instead, heaven is whispering it into the quietest places of your spirit, where no camera can capture it and no crowd can distort it. Are you paying attention to the stillness? Can you feel that internal shift, the unexplainable sense of peace, that bold spark of intuition, the clarity rising out of confusion like dawn after a long night? That's confirmation. That's heaven's announcement, not in noise but in resonance. When the world stays silent, the Spirit speaks louder in your soul. This isn't just any revelation, it's a key, but not to a door you already knew existed. This key unlocks a level so hidden, most people have never even imagined it was there. What if you were never late, just the only one chosen to find the entrance no one else could see? What if you were the one called to walk through it alone so that others could later follow? Chosen one, the key is in your hand now. Are you ready to receive it without hesitation? Will you carry it with honor, knowing that what you're stepping into requires courage that not everyone has? This moment is not merely about discovering a new path. It's about discovering the true you. Have you ever suspected that there's more to you than even you've seen? That underneath the layers of endurance and silence and survival is a version of yourself that was always meant to lead, to illuminate, to liberate. The secret being revealed isn't just about what's next. It's about who you've always been. And now the timing is perfect for you to remember it. As Jeremiah 1:5 declares, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." This is not new information to God. This is your soul finally catching up to what heaven has always known about you. When a hidden truth finally meets the soul that was built to carry it, what happens? There's no explosion, no drama, just divine unlocking, a quiet, sacred ignition. Have you noticed something already shifting this week? The way time feels stretched, the way your spirit feels heavier, but not in a burdensome way, in a reverent way, like you're about to carry something weighty, eternal, undeniable. This isn't about absorbing more knowledge. This is about walking into ancient truth, truth that predates your problems, your past, even your pain. As Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, He has put eternity into man's heart." And that's what you're feeling now, eternity waking up inside you. Look at Harriet Tubman, someone who heard the whisper of destiny long before the world was ready. She followed intuition over instruction, spirit over logic, and it led her not only to freedom but into the pages of history. She didn't wait for validation, she moved when heaven told her to move. And now so must you, because this Tuesday is not just a date, it's a signal, a frequency only the chosen ones can feel. And you're not just receiving this signal, you're resonating with it. Don't dismiss the signs just because they're subtle. The time on the clock that keeps repeating, the unexpected message that arrives right when you were praying for confirmation, the strange pull you feel toward a place, a person, a purpose you can't explain. Have you been noticing those moments? The stranger's overheard words that match your private thoughts, a post that echoes a question you never voiced aloud. Are you starting to realize these are not coincidences? What if the entire universe is conspiring to remind you that you are aligned, you are guided, and you are no longer walking blind? Think about Albert Einstein. Most remember him for science, but few know how deeply he trusted intuition. He once said the intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. He followed what he felt before it could be proven. You've been called to walk that way too, guided by spiritual frequency more than worldly facts. These divine signals are breadcrumbs leading you to the secret, the one truth that shatters your old limitations and restores your divine memory. And that truth, beloved, is this: you were never forgotten. The enemy wanted to convince you that your silence meant abandonment, that your hidden season was rejection. But the real story is so much greater. God concealed you, not because you were unworthy, but because you were too valuable to expose prematurely. If you had been revealed too early, your light would have drawn battles you weren't ready for. Your elevation would have triggered warfare meant to destroy your promise before it could grow strong roots. But now, the roots are deep. Now the covering lifts. As Isaiah 49:2 says, "He made me into a polished arrow and concealed me in his quiver." You were hidden for preservation. Now you are released for purpose. Look at Nelson Mandela. Locked away in a cell for 27 years, the world forgot, but his destiny didn't. When he emerged, the world realized he hadn't been silenced. He had been sanctified, refined, made unshakable. And you, chosen one, have been in that same invisible furnace. But now the door opens. The fire wasn't punishment, it was preparation. And this Tuesday marks your release. Even the small signs around you, have you considered they may be divine fingerprints? As Psalm 25:14 declares, "The secret of the Lord is with them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant." That's what's happening now. God is showing you what's been hidden, not from you but for you. And what you do with that truth will determine what gets unlocked next. Now, beloved chosen one, because you dared to endure the long and lonely season of silence, the very one where your prayers seemed to echo back unanswered, where your tears had no audience but God, you are finally ready to step boldly into the season of divine revelation. But let me prepare you. This unveiling will shake more than your understanding. It will stir your emotions, some of which you thought had long settled. Have you ever noticed that when truth shows up, it doesn't just inform, it transforms? Don't be surprised if you feel suddenly vulnerable. The unveiling of something this sacred often causes everything hidden within to rise. You might find yourself crying without reason, laughing without context, or simply standing still as a wave of heat rushes through your chest. That's not weakness. That's your spirit catching up to the destiny it has always carried. For years, your subconscious has whispered what your surroundings refused to confirm. Every time you were overlooked, blocked, or pushed aside, didn't something inside you resist the verdict? Didn't something in you quietly scream, "This isn't all there is"? That whisper was not desperation, it was prophecy. And now that prophecy is becoming visible. You were right, there was more, there is more. And now by divine appointment, you are finally stepping into it. As Isaiah 61 declares, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This Tuesday isn't just a day, it's a spotlight on your spiritual unveiling. Let's be clear, you were never called to be average. You weren't designed to blend in, to tolerate mediocrity, or to quietly survive. This secret being revealed wasn't prepared for the crowd, it was preserved for the rare, for the 1%, for those who carry weight others can't see, and responsibility others never knew existed. And that includes you. Have you noticed that your joy feels different? That your pain runs deeper? That your presence alters a room? That's not coincidence, that's calling. This Tuesday isn't the conclusion of your trials, it's the beginning of your clarity. It's not the end of the battle, it's the start of your breakthrough. And how will the secret arrive? Through subtle sparks. It might come as a dream that lingers long after you wake, or a conversation that feels divinely interrupted, or an opportunity that seems both impossible and tailor-made. However it appears, you'll know. It will feel like remembering something you never learned. Like a password your soul always knew but your mind had forgotten. That is what prophetic remembrance feels like. You're not discovering something new, you're remembering something ancient. As Romans 8:29 reminds us, "For those God foreknew, he also predestined." This moment was written long before you arrived in it, and now you're simply walking into what was always yours. Consider Joan of Arc, a teenage girl who heard a heavenly call in an era that silenced women. She didn't have the status, the training, or the support, yet she moved boldly into battle because heaven had revealed something to her spirit. She wasn't waiting on the world to validate her. She was moved by divine design. So are you. Because this moment isn't just about your destiny, it's about your design. The blueprint of your soul was drawn by a divine hand that knew every detour and every delay. And now that same hand is turning the page. You are not walking in circles. You are walking into design. You are no longer wandering, you are awakening. Everything you've endured, every betrayal that broke your heart, every moment of delay that tested your hope, every door that slammed in your face was not in vain. It was divine preparation. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. And now a door opens, not just outside of you but within. Can you feel it? That sacred part of your being where courage has waited, where purpose has slept, where fire has quietly burned. God is unlocking that chamber now, and inside it is your spiritual inheritance, untouched, unspoiled, divinely sealed until you were ready. And chosen one, you are ready. You've prayed for breakthrough, haven't you? But here's the twist. The breakthrough wasn't coming to you. It was coming from you. You are the breakthrough. You are the shift. You are the bridge between who you were and who you were born to become. Have you noticed how things around you start to feel tight when you've outgrown them? That's not resistance, that's transition. Just like a butterfly can't stay in the cocoon once its wings are formed, you can't stay in your old self now that your truth is being revealed. Look at Malala Yousafzai, silenced, attacked, nearly killed, but the truth inside her could not be stopped. She became a global voice for girls' education, not because the world opened a door for her, but because she became the door. You're about to do the same. And the secret that's being revealed this Tuesday will remind you that you never needed permission, you only needed the revelation. You've questioned whether you missed something, whether you were too slow, too late, too broken. But hear this truth, you are not late, you are on divine schedule. Every minute of your waiting was working on you, every test was fortifying you. As Galatians 6:9 encourages us, let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. And chosen one, this is your due season. The secret needed your endurance. It waited for your readiness. And now, because you endured the fire, the revelation is stepping forward to meet you. Let this Tuesday mark your inner revolution. Let it be the day you stop doubting your worth and start walking in your knowing. When this secret enters your life, you will not be able to return to the version of you that once begged for answers. You'll have become the answer. This Tuesday is not a circle, it's a gate. And gates don't lead back, they lead forward. Once you cross through, you'll realize that what's ahead is not only greater, it's clearer, lighter, and undeniably yours. You are not the same as you were, chosen one. Something in you has shifted, evolved, awakened. You have been marked by heaven, sealed with purpose, and set apart for a calling so specific, so sacred, that only your name fits the blueprint. And the secret that's being revealed to you now, it's not just a surprise, it's a confirmation. It's the divine release form that says, you're no longer bound by who you used to be. Can you feel that inner stirring? The sense that something is being unwrapped within you? That's not emotion, it's activation. This truth doesn't just appear to inform you, it's here to awaken everything dormant, everything hidden, everything heaven planted that's now ready to grow. Suddenly things will start to make sense. Why you had to walk away, why they left, why the doors slammed shut, and why certain seasons felt like punishment when they were really preparation. All of it was positioning you for this moment. This isn't the end of your story, it's the lifting of the curtain and the beginning of your true unveiling. Chosen one, this secret is sacred. It is not to be flaunted. It's not something you toss casually into the world. It's something you carry with reverence, something you protect with maturity. Will you honor it? Will you let it lead you into the path that was always yours, even before you could see it? Because this isn't just about receiving revelation, it's about becoming the version of yourself that was born for it. Think about the words of Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, to search out a matter is the glory of kings. God didn't hide this truth from you to punish you, He hid it to protect you until you were ready to seek it out with the authority of royalty. There's something vital you need to understand about secrets, chosen one. Not everyone is trusted with them. They don't lie in plain sight. They're not given to the loudest voice or the biggest following. Divine secrets are entrusted based on alignment, spiritual maturity, and inner weight. And whether you've known it or not, you have always carried that weight. Even when others dismissed you, when you questioned your value, when you sat silent in rooms that couldn't hold your voice, heaven saw you. You didn't apply for this calling. It found you, and now that you've grown strong enough to carry the weight without being crushed by it, the secret is stepping forward to meet you in the fullness of who you've become. On this Tuesday, it will feel like something unspoken, something you've always sensed but never put into words, is finally being articulated by the universe itself. And when that happens, everything around you begins to shift. Your movements become more intentional, Your voice carries new authority. You attract people, opportunities, and resources that match your elevated frequency. You stop settling for shallow spaces and conversations. You stop apologizing for your presence. You stop tolerating confusion when clarity has become your inheritance. As John 8:32 declares, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And chosen one, the truth isn't just setting you free, it's making you magnetic. Do you remember how Viola Davis was once told she wasn't beautiful enough for leading roles? She carried her truth silently for years, but when she finally stepped into it, the world couldn't look away. That's what this moment will do for you. The secret you're receiving will shift your identity so clearly that you won't need to explain yourself. The fruit will speak. You've been asking for confirmation, this is it. You've been waiting for clarity, this is it. You've been longing for the missing piece, this is it. You're not operating from outdated information anymore. You're not navigating with broken tools. This secret has updated your entire spiritual operating system, and no one can uninstall what heaven has now installed. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Your role is not to explain. Your role is to move. Move with alignment. Move with boldness. Move with obedience to a voice greater than public opinion. Because those who once doubted you, those who called you unrealistic, too sensitive, too much, will no longer be able to deny the results. Your face will radiate it. Your walk will declare it. Your favor will multiply. Your spiritual authority will rise. Why? Because revelation is power, and with power comes responsibility. The more you understand who you are, the more God will trust you with divine assignments that affect generations. This, dear one, is why the secret had to be hidden for so long. You had to become someone strong enough to carry it without letting it crush your character. And now you've become that person. You are not weak. You are not unready. You are not behind. You are exactly where heaven needs you to be. Consider David. Before he became king, he spent years in fields, then caves, not forgotten but formed. And when the time came, God sent Samuel with the oil. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. The Lord looks at the heart. And that's what he's been looking at in you, your heart, your readiness, your quiet faithfulness. The secret being revealed now isn't fragile, it's fierce. It will restructure every doubt you ever had about your path. You'll realize that every detour was actually a disguise, that some delays were cloaks of protection, shielding you from battles that would have derailed your purpose. The heartbreaks, the closed doors, the confusion, it wasn't rejection, it was redirection. You didn't lose anything, you were preserved for everything. And now, restoration is here, not just of things, but of wisdom, purpose, and divine compensation. Just like Joseph, who was sold, forgotten, then elevated to second in command, you'll find that every pain was making way for honor. Genesis 41:40, "You shall be in charge of my palace. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you." You'll stop striving and start attracting. You'll stop asking for permission and start executing vision. You'll stop second-guessing and start deciding with spiritual conviction, because this isn't a season for passive waiting. This is a season for active becoming. This Tuesday will not pass like any other. It will carve a before and after line in your soul. You will feel your posture change. The silence around you will start to speak. The instructions from heaven will become louder, sharper, unavoidable. And your confidence, it won't be borrowed from affirmation. It will be embodied from revelation. You won't just see the signs anymore. You'll become one. You will become the signal. You will become the answer. You will become the embodiment of the movement that heaven is birthing in this generation. Everything you touch, say, and build after this day will carry a spiritual weight that commands attention. You won't just walk into rooms, you'll shift the atmosphere. And even when you don't speak, people will sense the presence of something greater moving through you. That's what happens when the truth of heaven takes up residence in a soul that's been forged by fire. Chosen one, here's what must settle deeply into your spirit. Whenever heaven reveals a secret, it simultaneously reveals an assignment. God never uncovers mystery for the sake of curiosity. It is never for entertainment. It is always for elevation. This Tuesday is not just about remembering your past or understanding your pain. This is about stepping into purpose, fully and without apology. Have you ever wondered why your story has been so unusual? why you've always felt out of sync with your surroundings, why normal never quite fit. That's because the crowd was never your home. You weren't called to blend in, you were called to rise beyond. While others clapped for early milestones, you were climbing mountains in silence, carrying a mantle only heaven could see. The secret that's being unveiled now is intimately tied to your next set of spiritual instructions. You're about to receive divine insight that tells you how to move, where to go, and what to build. Doesn't it make sense now why the confusion lingered for so long? That confusion wasn't failure, it was a holding pattern, waiting for this clarity to arrive. And now that it has, don't share it too quickly. Can you protect what hasn't fully taken root in you yet? Not everyone around you has the soil to receive what you're being given. This is a sacred instruction, meant first to be planted deep inside, nurtured in secret, and fortified by alignment before it ever shows on the outside. As Proverbs 4:7 says, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. You are being given what others have begged for, guard it like treasure. This is the era of your quiet authority. It doesn't demand a spotlight. It doesn't compete for applause. It operates silently but shifts atmospheres. It causes systems to crumble and pathways to open. It doesn't yell to be seen. It carries such divine weight that even hell takes notice. When your spiritual authority rises, heaven sends angels to guard you and demons scatter without a word. Have you felt the tension around you shift recently? That's the sound of realms responding to the revelation inside you. Quiet authority isn't weakness. It's divine strength under holy restraint. You were never meant to live tangled in confusion, tossed by opinions, or trapped in the noise of the world. You were built to live from revelation. And now that it's here, breathe it in. Doesn't the air feel different? That's because truth clears space. It silences anxiety, shatters hesitation, and cancels every false narrative you once lived under. You no longer need anyone's permission to walk in what God already anointed you to become. As 2 Timothy 1:9 reminds us, He has saved us and called us to a holy life, not because of anything we have done, but because of His own purpose and grace. The secret being given to you now doesn't just inform, it transforms. It doesn't just give insight, it gives identity. It breaks off the remaining residue of lies, lies that told you to shrink, to perform, to please. Now you will move with purpose without panic. You will walk as someone who knows they were not just born but sent. This is your assignment, not your idea, not your wish, not your dream, your assignment. Chosen one. This is not potential awakening, it is heaven handing you a commission. The unveiling is not to show you who you could be, it's to show you who you already are and always have been. Just like Martin Luther King Jr., who carried a revelation so powerful it rattled systems of oppression, you too are called to disrupt false structures. He wasn't led by popularity but by purpose. And just like him, your clarity will cost you comfort, but it will birth a legacy. Once truth becomes alive inside of you, there is no returning to blindness. That's why people may start falling away. That's why old habits lose their pull. That's why fear starts slipping off like a loose garment. Because truth is not passive, it rewires your reality. As John 16:13 says, when the Spirit of truth comes, He will guide you into all the truth. And beloved, the Spirit of truth has arrived. Don't expect cheers or likes. This is not for performance. This is inheritance. You're claiming spiritual territory that's been yours from the beginning. You don't need validation for what heaven already signed off on in the secret place. This moment doesn't require a crowd. It requires obedience. God is not asking you to explain your steps. He's asking you to take them. The secret comes with instruction. Follow them, swiftly, joyfully, quietly, if necessary. Because what's waiting on the other side of your obedience is overflow. What's resting behind your yes is destiny. Everything that happens after this Tuesday will not just impact you, it will impact generations. Have you realized that your steps are now legacy building? You're not just following revelation, you're laying foundation. You are the turning point your bloodline prayed for. You are the answer to silent cries uttered generations ago. You are opening doors that were sealed shut until your spirit rose to meet the key. Just like Moses, who was chosen not just to leave Egypt, but to lead others to freedom. Your revelation is not just for you, it's meant to free others too. So now go, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of Egypt. Chosen one, this is no longer about fitting in. You were never meant to. You were made to lead. And now, the permission slip has been signed. Not by man, but by God. The secret is your divine go-ahead to build what no one else around you could even envision. You've been chosen not to mimic, but to model. Not to repeat, but to reveal. So will you move? Will you obey before you fully understand? Will you trust the voice that guided you through the valley to now lead you up the mountain? This Tuesday will not feel like just another page in your story. It will feel like a new volume being opened, and everything about how you think, speak, move, and respond will carry new weight. Let them wonder, let them watch. But don't stop building, because what's being built through you now is prophetic, it's foundational, it's unshakable, and it's yours. Chosen one, now that the secret has been revealed, you are no longer in the same realm you once walked through. This isn't a chapter change, it's a dimension shift. Do you feel it? This is not just a new beginning, it is an entire elevation into a realm few ever touch. This is the dimension of divine movement, a spiritual frequency where things begin to accelerate, not chaotically, but with sacred precision. In this space, divine speed is no longer separate from divine strategy. Things align faster because your soul is finally aligned with truth. You won't need to chase, you won't need to strive. Why? Because you're no longer pursuing the outcome, you are the outcome. The revelation wasn't just knowledge, it was your spiritual initiation into power, clarity, identity, and effortless flow. And now, your very presence begins to reshape the world around you. Take a moment. Can you already sense how things are starting to feel different? The people, the places, the emotions that once drained you now fade quietly into the background. The confusion that clouded your mind suddenly clears like fog lifting after sunrise. What you once begged for in prayer is now surrounding you. Have you noticed how what used to be hard is now just true? That's not coincidence. That's what happens when reality bows to revelation. As 2 Corinthians 3 says, so we all, who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory, are being transformed into His image with ever-increasing glory. This Tuesday wasn't just an awakening, it was a transfiguration, a total shift in how you move, think, and carry the truth that's now alive within you. Understand this deeply. The reason heaven entrusted this secret to you is because you're called to lead with it, not hide it. The reason it wasn't shown to everyone else is because you were assigned to carry it into spaces others aren't qualified to enter. You are not called to dim this light. You are not called to wait for consensus. You are not called to shrink to keep the peace. You've been called to create, build, design, release, and transform. Just like the architect doesn't ask permission before laying foundation, you are now being released to move forward without delay. This secret is about to bring your name into rooms you've never entered, into conversations you weren't even aware of, and not because you networked your way in, but because heaven has already spoken your name in places where doors must now open. Think of Malcolm X, misunderstood, opposed, yet moved by clarity so profound that even his enemies had to acknowledge his presence. He didn't wait for an invitation to purpose. He walked in with boldness born of revelation. And now, chosen one, so must you. You've been given a truth that carries authority, not because you earned it, but because you were chosen to reveal it. Your only task now is to walk it out. Walk it boldly, walk it unapologetically. Walk it like you've already seen the outcome, because in the spirit you have. Release the fear that once kept you small. Let go of the need to constantly explain yourself to those who didn't hear what you heard. You've crossed a threshold, and it's spiritual. There is a before the secret, and there is an after. The you that was second-guessing, doubting, hesitating no longer fits the assignment. That version has expired. The you stepping forward today doesn't need permission, doesn't need applause, doesn't need clarity from those still standing in fog. You walk in truth now, and truth, chosen one, walks in authority. As John 1:12 reminds us, yet to all who did receive him, he gave the right to become children of God. You have inherited more than identity. You've inherited access. Your energy will start to speak before you open your mouth. People will begin to respond to something they can't name because revelation doesn't need translation. It speaks spirit to spirit. You'll notice alignment happening without effort, clarity in conversations, divine timing in opportunities, partnerships emerging without chasing, ideas landing without resistance. Why? Because truth clears static, it quiets confusion, it resonates. And when you live in resonance with truth, you become a frequency the enemy can't interfere with and the world can't resist. Think of Elon Musk, someone who moved in ideas people couldn't yet understand. He wasn't waiting for validation before launching vision. He moved when insight struck and the world adjusted around him. That's the kind of movement you're stepping into now, a divine rhythm that can't be forced, only followed. That's what happens when you move in flow with fire, not fire that rages wildly, but a quiet, sovereign fire that burns from your center. A fire that doesn't need to be seen to be powerful, but still ignites everything around it. That fire is now active in you. The secret was the match. Your obedience is the fuel. Every lie that tried to hold you is falling apart. Every delay that discouraged you is being rewritten. Every curse spoken over you is now being reversed. As Isaiah 54:117 assures, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This isn't hype. This is the result of divine order. You didn't force your way into this moment. It opened itself to you because you finally aligned with it. From now on, you won't just walk. You will glide in the frequency of grace. You won't need to scream your truth. You'll embody it. You won't chase the stage. You'll become the stage others are drawn to. You're not just rising for yourself. You're lighting the path for others. Think of Nelson Mandela, who walked out of prison and into purpose with a quiet fire that reshaped a nation. He didn't retaliate, he revealed, and chosen one, your rise will do the same. This isn't about proving anything, it's about becoming everything God intended. The blueprint is already written, the vision is already alive, and now you've received the confirmation. Chosen one, you are now moving in divine cadence. Do you realize the magnitude of that? It means you're no longer governed by human timelines or societal deadlines. No more feeling like you're behind just because someone else arrived before you. No more measuring your worth by comparison. No more dismissing your intuition when, deep down, it's always been spot on. This secret, this divine revelation didn't just show up to surprise you, it confirmed what your soul already knew all along. You are ready. Ready to move differently, ready to speak boldly, ready to build with vision, ready to lead in a way only you can lead. This is what the secret had been preparing in silence, your access. Access to closed rooms, access to divine resources, access to instructions no book could ever teach, no classroom could ever contain. Because access is not earned through perfection, it's activated through alignment. Think about that. Everything you need is drawn to your frequency now. People, miracles, doors, even time itself starts bending to the truth you finally aligned with. And let's make this clear. You didn't receive this because you've done everything right. You received it because you stayed faithful. Faithful to keep walking even when the road disappeared. Faithful to believe in the unseen. Faithful to become in private what heaven had already revealed in spirit. And now, all of heaven is standing behind your every step. The host of angels that watched you cry in silence is now backing you with divine strategy. There's no more shrinking, no more tiptoeing around truth, no more doubting what you've been shown. This is your moment of holy confidence, the kind of inner authority that doesn't need applause to be real. You don't have to chase anymore. You don't have to explain anymore. Your fruit will do the talking, your energy will do the announcing, and your presence, it will attract what belongs and repel what was never meant to stay. Let your movement become your message. Let your silence become your strength. Let your decisions echo what can't be expressed in words. Because this is what happens when a chosen one is activated by truth. They become a force, not a storm that tears things down, but a wind that moves destiny forward. That's what you are now, a divine current, a vessel of forward motion, a soul that's no longer just surviving, but building something eternal. Just like Rosa Parks, who took one quiet, defiant seat and shifted an entire nation, you too are now moving with silent power. She wasn't loud. She was ready, and so are you. You are no longer in the phase of preparation. That was yesterday. That was before the secret. Now you are in possession. You're not holding on to a theory, a wish, or a faint dream. You are carrying truth, living truth, active truth, truth that breathes through you, moves through you, speaks through you. This Tuesday wasn't just a spiritual update, it was a release from the generational ceilings that kept you playing small, a release from the silence that stifled your fire, a release into the supernatural rhythm that heaven composed with your name etched into its melody. You weren't hidden to be forgotten, you were hidden because you carried the light, and the world wasn't ready for that light until now. The divine secret revealed to you wasn't just information, it was a mirror, a sacred reflection. Do you see it? It showed you who you've always been. Beneath the masks, beneath the coping, beneath the people-pleasing, beneath the pain. And now that you've seen that reflection, how could you ever go back to being small? You've seen your divine self. You've heard the voice that kept whispering even when everything else tried to drown it out. The voice that said you were sent here for something more, not just to survive, not just to get by, not just to fade into the background. You were sent to lead, to break patterns, to shift atmospheres, and to redefine legacy. The secret didn't create your destiny, it simply revealed it. That's why you feel so different now. It's not imagination, it's not adrenaline, it's alignment. Your spirit isn't confused anymore, it's not grasping, it's grounded. And now it stands, strong, centered, and steady in the truth that was hidden until such a time as this. As Esther 4:14 reminds us, who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? That's what this moment is, a divine unveiling of the role heaven carved out specifically for you. Every secret from God carries a silent seal. It marks you, it lives in your presence. It's not something you brag about, it's something people feel. And now that you carry it, you'll begin to see the shift around you. Some will be inexplicably drawn to you, compelled, intrigued, softened by your presence. Others will feel exposed, simply standing near you, even if you say nothing. That's not arrogance. That's what happens when someone walks in revelation. Your spirit begins to do what your prayers used to ask for. It becomes a living answer. You no longer have to prove it. You are the proof. And now that you know who you are and what you carry, you can no longer waste your energy trying to be understood by those who were never meant to recognize your mission. You're not here to explain. You're here to expand. You're not here to argue. You're here to align. You're not here to convince. You're here to command. And yes, now you command peace. You command blessings. You command divine alignment, not from entitlement, but from entrustment. Heaven doesn't entrust revelation lightly. It looks at the heart. And heaven saw yours. God knows your integrity. God knows you'll carry the weight of this secret with grace, that you'll speak it with humility, that you'll build with wisdom, that you'll move with compassion. As Luke 16:10 reminds us, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. You've proven yourself in the little, and now the much is being released. So, chosen one, let this settle in your soul. You are not returning to what was. You are not revisiting what broke you. You are not rebuilding what was never meant to stand. You are becoming what heaven always saw, what the secret always pointed to, what your battles were preparing you for. You are now living in the rhythm of revelation, and this frequency, this sacred cadence will carry you into rooms your feet have never stepped in, but your spirit already owns. This is your divine flow. This is your spiritual maturity. This is your quiet authority in motion. And this is just the beginning. Beloved chosen one, breathe this in. This Tuesday was not just a shift, it was a coronation. You didn't receive a crown made of gold or jewels. You received a crown forged in fire, shaped by silence, and handed to you by the hands of heaven itself. You've been crowned with spiritual authority, and even if no one else sees it yet, the spirit realm already knows. Your royalty has been acknowledged, your mantle has been affirmed, and your name has been spoken in rooms of divine strategy. The unveiling wasn't just about revealing a hidden truth, it was about confirming an eternal identity. You are no longer walking with uncertainty, you are walking with spiritual certainty, and every step you take now carries weight far beyond your own story. From this moment forward, the world around you will begin to reflect what's already shifted within you. You'll notice that your voice doesn't just carry volume, it carries resonance. Your clarity will speak louder than any argument. Your very presence will begin to confront things you won't even have to name. This is the authority of someone who walks in truth. Even your silence will shake atmospheres. Even your rest will produce results. Even your thoughts, your intentions, your very gaze will start to create. Why? Because when a chosen one walks in alignment, creation listens. As Romans 8:19 declares, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." That unveiling has now happened. You've been revealed, and creation is responding. Expect miracles, not because you're striving for them, but because now they recognize you. Expect favor, not as a trophy for surviving, but as a consequence of alignment. The divine blueprint is no longer buried. It is active, pulsing, alive in your decisions, your relationships, your movement. You will see things that once felt impossible start to bend in your direction. You will notice favor showing up where there once was resistance. You will witness doors unlocking without a key, because you are the access point now. Everything that was once delayed is now catching up to you, not because you forced it, but because you finally matched its frequency. So walk boldly, not arrogantly, not carelessly, but boldly, with reverence, with understanding, with the wisdom of someone who has seen behind the veil. You carry sight that others still seek. You walk with understanding that others are just beginning to hunger for. And because of that, you won't just walk for yourself anymore. You will walk for those still crawling. You will walk for the ones watching you silently, hoping it's all true. You will walk for those who haven't heard their name called yet, but will find the courage to believe once they see you rise. Like Moses, you will carry the courage to lead others through a wilderness you had to survive alone. And here's the beautiful part. The revelation was intimate, personal, designed specifically for your soul, but its impact will ripple through the world. It will echo in rooms you've never entered. It will stretch into nations, into timelines, into generations unborn. Your voice carries prophecy. Your presence carries legacy. Your life is not just a testimony, it is a divine scroll being unsealed, read, and written by the Spirit in real time. You are now living proof that eternity can express itself through a surrendered vessel. And to each of you who have stayed until the end of this message, thank you. Truly, thank you for walking this journey with me, for sitting in the weight of this word, for letting it sink into your bones and not just your ears. Whether you are watching this with tears in your eyes or fire in your chest, I want you to know I see you. More importantly, heaven sees you. You are not invisible. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right on time. And you are exactly where you need to be for the next chapter of your destiny to unfold. If this message stirred something in your spirit, and if you feel led to support the continued creation of prophetic soul-aligning content like this, I invite you to donate through Super Thanks. Your generosity helps bring messages like this to more chosen ones around the world. But please hear me clearly. Whether you give or not, I am deeply grateful for your presence. Your support is already felt in your time, your attention, your energy, and your agreement. If all you do is leave a comment or whisper a silent amen to heaven, know that it is received with honor. I thank you and I bless you. Before we close, I want to speak a blessing over you. May your clarity remain unshakable. May the truth you now carry never grow dim. May your steps be guided by wisdom, not pressure. May your decisions be governed by peace, not fear. May your influence expand, not by force, but by divine favor. May every seed you plant, seen and unseen, multiply in supernatural ways. May you wake up each day with the confidence of one who walks in covenant. And may every part of you, mind, body, spirit, stay aligned with the divine rhythm that has now claimed your name. You are chosen, you are anointed, you are activated, and you are unstoppable, not because you are perfect, but because God is faithful. Now go, walk like the crowned one you are, speak like the awakened soul you've become, and build like someone who knows that heaven is backing every blueprint in your heart. We'll see you on the other side of your next level. With love, honor, and power, you were always meant for this.